Inside Germany, the decision to attack the Soviet Union was not simple. Many generals warned Hitler it was too risky. They were already fighting Britain in the West, and an Eastern War could open a second, endless front. But Hitler believed he had no choice. He thought time was running out. Germany's spies reported that Soviet troops were massing in Poland and the Baltic region. Some German officers even said, if we don't attack now, they will attack us by summer. Hitler also believed the Soviet army would collapse easily, that communism made the Russians weak. He was wrong about that, but in early 1941, he felt confident. By May 1941, the German army had prepared everything. It would be the largest invasion in human history. 3 million soldiers, 3,000 tanks, 7,000 guns, and 2,000 planes. The plan was simple. 3 giant army groups would storm into the Soviet Union. One to the north toward Leningrad, one in the center toward Moscow, and one in the south toward Ukraine. They believed they could crush the Red Army in a few months, before winter came. On June 22, 1941 at 3:15 in the morning, German artillery opened fire along a front more than 1,600 kilometers long. It was Operation Barbarossa. Thousands of planes struck Soviet airfields, destroying hundreds of aircraft before they could even take off. German tanks raced across the fields of Belarus and Ukraine. Cities fell one by one. Millions of Soviet soldiers were captured in the first months. At first, it looked like Germany was unstoppable. The Red Army was shocked, unprepared, and poorly led. Stalin himself refused to believe the reports at first. But as the Germans pushed deeper, the situation began to change. The vast distances, poor roads, and harsh weather slowed them down. And behind the chaos, the Soviet Union began to regroup. Stalin ordered a total war. Every factory was moved east, far away from the front lines. Men and women worked day and night to build new tanks, planes, and weapons. Millions of new soldiers were drafted. By autumn 1941, German forces were near Moscow, but winter came early. Temperatures dropped to 40 degrees Celsius. Engines froze, guns jammed, soldiers suffered frostbite. And then, in December, the Red Army counterattacked. Fresh Siberian divisions, trained for winter, struck the exhausted Germans and pushed them back. The easy victory Hitler had promised was gone. Germany was now trapped in a long and brutal war that would last 4 more years. So, was Operation Barbarossa really a preemptive strike? Historians still argue about it today. Some say yes, that Stalin was getting ready to invade Europe, and Germany simply moved first. They point to Soviet maps, troop placements, and production numbers that suggest offensive plans. Others say no, that the Soviet Union was unprepared for any attack in 1941. Many of its soldiers were poorly trained, and Stalin had purged many of his best generals in the late 1930s. To them, Barbarossa was pure German aggression. The truth might be somewhere in the middle. Both sides feared the other. Both were arming themselves for war. And in that atmosphere of mistrust, one side finally made the first move. When fear guides nations, peace becomes impossible. That's the real tragedy of Operation Barbarossa. So what do you think? Was Germany trying to defend itself, or chasing power under the excuse of fear? Tell me your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoy learning about the hidden sides of war, remember to like, subscribe, and check out more stories on legacy of conflicts, where history is not just about who won, but why they fought.